Guitar Stories Podcast, your number one show for everything guitar.
Welcome to the Guitar Stories Podcast.
Why are you laughing?
Because we're 40. We're 40.
I'm not 40 yet. I'm
Me neither. Well, we're close to 40, but anyways.
close to 40, and I've got a costume on that doesn't fit me because I accidentally ordered a medium, and I'm too cheap to actually buy a new one.
Lord Vader, which episode is this?
Episode. That's the wrong voice. Episode 37.
I have the feeling that everything is going to my plan, and the force is strong in this episode.
I'll tell you what's not strong. Your bloody internet connection. I could do the real voice from Darth Vader because he's come from where I'm from. See, he's David Prowse, who did the actual acting. Hang on, I'll take it off so I can say hello, everybody.
Hey.
David Prowse was from the West Country.
All right.
You're a traitor with the Rebel Alliance.
Why is my signal so shitty?
I don't know.
Are you downloading?
Let me just check. Is it illegally downloading the new Star Wars show? No, because I got Disney Plus, but that wasn't always the case, if I'm honest. Yeah, we're live, and I've got what at Christmas it looked like Christmas lights, but now I've got green and red, which is the two sides of the Force. You see. He was also the. Sorry, I'm reading the chat, and David Prowse was also the Green Cross Code man, which was the road safety guy in England and possibly the UK in total. I've been requested to put it back on. It doesn't cover the fro, as you might have seen on my various social medias. Yeah, but I'm in costume. I've put the effort in. Some of our viewers and listeners are in costume right now. If you're listening to the audio version of this, I really hope you're in costume, even though it's way after the fact.
Yeah, but for us, every day is Star Wars Day. So if you feel like dressing up for the job you want and not the job you've got, just
that's true.
That is true. Boba Fett or Darth Vader or Emperor Palpatine. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but sometimes I feel like an emperor. I wake up and I'm like, Ivan is pretty cool, but how cool would it be to have like a galactic empire just for myself?
That's true.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to share it if that's the case.
Yeah, sure. That's why there can only be two.
Actually, we haven't pointed out that this episode's airing on May the 4th. So if you're listening to this at some point in the future, it's May the 4th when we're recording this, hence Star Wars theme. So if you're not into Star Wars and you're not into guitars, then what are you doing listening or watching this podcast? But if you're into one of those, then you're in for a treat tonight because we're going to try and combine it all.
Yeah.
We go to the chat, Dan.
What do we got? I mean, first of all, hello to all the listeners on the podcatchers out there. Thanks to everyone in the chat. We've got like 27, 30-ish people already. We've received a super chat already from Michiel. What's that? 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6. Whoa, okay.
5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. That's the order of the movies.
There you go. No.
Well, that's confusing. Michiel is far
5,
too.
4, 1, 2. No, it's not.
It's 4, 5.
It's 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Is that the order of his preference of the movies?
That could be. How dare you put Return of the Jedi so far at the end?
Michiel, let us know in the chat.
Nah.
Dan, what's your favorite Star Wars movie, and why is it Empire Strikes Back?
Because it's the first time we got to see Boba Fett. But I've got to say, I've got a soft spot for Return of the Jedi because Ewoks, an amazing scene at Jabba's palace with the Rancor pit, with Leia as Sexy Bush. Who are you? Someone who loves you. No, the other way. Who are you? Someone who loves
Someone who
you.
loves you.
Mm.
Although it would
And
have
then
been
the
funnier
background.
in the audio you just did it.
Yeah, and then the background. Ho, 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 ho,
Oh,
ho.
oh, oh.
Jabba's
I'm going to
just
turn my
cool.
other lights on so I'm not too dark. There we go. Hey, everybody. Dan it is improving at the moment. We have no idea why. Dan's at Ibanez right now, so they've got obviously amazingly expensive internet.
Yeah.
And I've got fine internet until we start the podcast. I don't know really what's going on. But we're going to continue anyway. We're going to go to the chat and say hello to everybody currently in the chat. Welcome to the Guitar Stories podcast. It's May the 4th. It's Star Wars.
Yeah. And what do we got for today, Andy? We've got a little bit of gear, right?
Yeah, a bit of guitar news, something to watch all together. We've got a bit of new gear. I've actually got some new gear that I'm going to show you in a little bit, and you can hear it if you're listening to the audio version. And then we're going to talk Star Wars. We've got some Star Wars memes, some of which are probably older than the Star Wars movie itself. So apologies for that, but some of them just make me laugh, and I thought it might spur some conversation. And we'll play a little Star Wars guitar game, I believe, is what we're going to do. Something we started with Mark, and I can never pronounce his surname, Lettieri. Did I get it right?
Well
I did
done.
get it right. Thanks.
Yeah. Actually, I started that with Andy Wood.
Oh, that was the Andy Wood, was it?
Yeah, that was the very first episode when I don't know, we came across Star Wars topic, and he said he's a big fan. So I was asking him, who do you think is Obi-Wan Kenobi in the guitar world? And he was like, Andy Timmons.
Okay.
With that accent.
With that accent.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with your settings just to see if there's anything I can do, but currently not. So
yeah.
I mean,
doesn't matter.
You look beautiful in OBS Ninja, but in OBS you're looking a bit ropey, mate.
Yep. I don't know what's the issue. I mean, YouTube had some.
Oh, now we've lost Dan. There we go.
That was Force Ghost, Dan.
That was Force Ghost. I think I fixed it.
Awesome. What was it? What was the issue?
Some boring stuff about a fixed frame rate. You know that usual stuff.
Now again, I'm getting blocky again.
Oh, we had you for a second, mate.
Yeah.
I wonder if Pooh Ninja's in the chat, because if he is, I'm wearing his clothes right now. Pooh, why are you naked? And also, Ryan Burke, why are you naked? And come dressed as Jabba the Hutt. His words, not mine.
All right.
There we go.
Run, Luke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
So actually, I'm super hyped talking about Star Wars Day. I'm super hyped because today is the premiere of The Bad Batch. And, after Disney Plus kind of aired in Germany, I started watching the Clone Wars. And I wasn't too much into it, but gosh, the last 4 episodes, that's so good. That's actually among like my top 3.
Okay.
Yep.
I still haven't done any of the cartoons. Oh, sorry. Should I say cartoons? Animated?
Yeah, animated series. Yeah.
Animated series.
Like if you have if you have an hour or maybe 2 left, like just watch the last 4 episodes. If you roughly know who Ahsoka is, and you do because of the Mando, then you'll like it a lot.
Good.
That was great cinema. Yeah.
I'll do that, but after I've done, the Bad Batch, which of course they took from my joke, which is the Bad Patch cable, which is not even that funny, but something I managed to make in the shop. Anyway,
actually, that's the worst thing, a bad patch cable, because that's what the least you're gonna check.
I know. I've seen the band Shed 7 throw pedals off the stage because of
that. Hey, Tom Quayle. He's saying 8-bit Dan. Hi, chaps.
Everybody's calling you 8-bit Dan, but your audio is beautifully clear, so that's the least we can offer you. I mean, if anybody wants their money back for the free show, then please write me an email and I'll send you your money back. I don't know what's going on. We'll try. I mean, we tried Skype, we tried Zoom. Now we're doing this, and it works on some days. It works on others.
Yeah, I hear.
We'll fix it one day. Dan, can we go to the news?
Yeah, please.
So we've got one piece of big news this week, and that is the Pedal movie is available now. Dan, have you seen it?
Not yet. I've watched the
Okay.
trailer. I'm intrigued, but I didn't have time to watch it.
Ask me if I've seen it.
Have you seen the movie?
No. Ain't got time for that. But I will set aside time this. I will set aside time this week. That is my plan. I need to watch it for professional reasons, but also the movie about pedals. It's got to be good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No question about that. Yeah.
So I thought what we do, Dan, is just quickly watch the trailer together.
Oh
as
yeah,
a, as
I'd
a,
love
as a
to.
show. So
Yeah,
if
please.
you don't know what the pedal movie is, here's the trailer.
Ever since musical instruments were first used, they have been an extension of people's power of expression.
You have to go back all the way to the beginning.
People shredding guitar speakers, turning the tone knob to create sort of a moving filter.
It's a sordid tale, but at its core, it's people trying new things.
We're literally inventing like what rock and roll became.
All the different flavors that we get from guitars has historically evolved through these things called effects pedals.
There's certain pieces of music that would not be the same without the effect.
I am a guitar. There it is.
There was this huge explosion, pedals, because there was a huge explosion in application of technologies.
The internet is just expanding and expanding. Guys like me can get on there and learn how to etch a circuit board. That caused a bajillion pedal companies.
When I was learning to play guitar, I was learning to play effects at the same time.
A sound like that would just excite the audience so much.
People started wanting to go for more organic tones again.
A lot of them started as guitar players. That was the goal. You buy a box and a few transistors and a soldering iron and start a pedal company.
I mean, look at us. There's no business sense here. There's no talent. There's no anything.
You have literally thousands of one-person operations across the globe.
It expands what people are able to do with music.
Those are my instruments.
It's crazy for me to wrap my head around Aerosmith or High on Fire using something that I designed in my basement.
I want to be talked about as an innovator. The possibilities are absolutely vast, if not endless.
I think pedals have been completely integrated into musical instruments.
This is a revolution.
Ooh,
that's the trailer. I've got to say, the music really inspired me to want to watch the movie. I feel like I want to go and watch it now. Actually, should I buy it and we'll all watch it together illegally on my live stream? How much trouble can I possibly get into? Honestly,
you're not periphery stealing the PS logo, so I think
no, I'm
you're
not.
good to go. Let's not dive
So,
into that.
I've heard lots of opinions about the pedal movie. I haven't seen the pedal movie, so I thought from those opinions I would make my own opinion rather than actually watch the movie, because it's the internet. That's what we do these days.
Yeah.
And because I've heard 50% good stuff and 50% bad stuff, I'm going to say, it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's 50% of your time well spent.
I haven't watched it yet. I've wasted 0 time. No, I'm totally positive about it. It's about pedals. And seeing Jay Mascis in that trailer, seeing Nirvana, some footage there. I hope that there's actually some music in it as well. I know that some people watching have probably seen it. So if you're in the chat and you have seen it, let us know what you think. It's a guitar movie. It's got to be good.
Yeah. I mean, if this movie doesn't appeal to you as a guitar geek, I don't know what would. And I mean, there are so many familiar faces: Yvette, Robert Keeley, Josh from JHS. It's pretty cool. And actually, I was smiling a little bit during the course of the movie, because I was thinking, like, okay, those pedals, like the tone bender, the tube screamer, that stuff, that's like, they are ages old already, and still they're kind of the reference in terms of like overdrive tone, in terms of fuzz, and like a holy grail.
Yeah,
That's
it's.
pretty wicked. Yeah.
I mean, I still play a Telecaster.
There you go.
Not that different. And I'm playing one of these Fender Bassmans with Marshall written on it. It's nothing really changes that much. But what did I want to say? I wanted to say that I've seen a few like guitar-based movies, and if you maybe we could talk about this for a second rather than just promote the pedal movie. Is that there are some other movies that I would recommend. One is called Hired Gun, and I believe it's on Netflix. It might get loud, which is the Edge, Jack White, and Jimmy Page, and the other one is the Fuzz one. The Fuzz, the sound that revolutionized the world.
All right, that's the one I haven't seen yet. Where's
quite,
that available?
It's. I wouldn't go searching on YouTube for it because there isn't definitely an illegal version of it on there in 480, but you can also buy the DVD.
All right, there you go.
But as far as I know, you can't stream it anywhere at a high quality, and I think it should be streamed quality. But it seems like a rather low-budget documentary. I know nothing about it. I've just watched it.
Completely legally on DVD.
Completely legally on DVD, on the DVD player that I have.
Yeah.
But anyway, the pedal movie, I know that our good friend of the podcast, Ryan and Steve, they've done a video on it because they were asked by the directors. Reverb didn't ask many YouTube channels to do anything, just some of them. Not all of them, just some.
Yeah. Well,
probably all I say about the pedal movie.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it once we've seen it. Yeah,
no, it's fine. I think I've said everything I need to.
Yeah, I hear. You've been talking about the other movies. Which one did you like better, The Hired Gun or It Might Get Loud?
Oh, I saw It Might Get Loud at the cinema in France with French subtitles, which makes me very cultured. And extremely, better than most people. But I loved that because I was in a cinema. But Hired Gun was more of a history. So I think they're two obviously very different movies.
Yeah.
I remember watching Hired Gun on my sofa with a few beers. So that was quite a nice experience. It was. I can't choose, mate. I honestly can't choose. I'll turn it around. Did you have a preference?
Not a preference. I think like It Might Get Loud was more entertaining to some degree, and It Might Get Loud to me was more insightful, and kind of made me feel to get It Might Get Loud too. Because
me too.
I could totally see some other guitar players being there, and actually I thought that Edge is a great player, but to me he didn't really fit in that Jack White, Jimmy Page kind of format, because these two players are so different compared to Edge, and they all three have their merits, but I think there would have been a better third part for that movie, and Edge could have been like in a subsequent movie that's more tailored towards that kind of creators of those sound landscapes and soundscapes landscapes. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Ambience
landscapes you can hear.
Is it
okay,
soundscape?
then,
is that a word?
Soundscape. Yeah, soundscape's a word.
All right.
Cool. What guitar players would you ask for in It Might Get Loud too? Who do you think? Okay, we just had Sarang. Sarang in the chat has just put Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah. Then I would have loved to see EVH before, because at that time he was still around. Van Halen for sure. Bonamassa maybe, not sure, 100%. Huh? Who else? Maybe Vi.
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah. I think that would be a pretty interesting mix to have like a blues player, a shred player, and a rock player like Van Halen. So
but it's not just the different genres; it's generational as well. So Jimmy Page was obviously a lot older, and then the Edge was a little younger, and then Jack White was younger still.
Yeah.
I think if we had, another version, we'd probably, being 2021, I think we'd have to include some female players as well, as we should. So I would like to see Yvette Young in there as the younger person.
Well, duh.
Pardon?
No, Yvette Young.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a meme. Yvette Young, Yvette Old.
Is that app where you can just age
Face
people?
App, yeah.
Face App, yeah. Yvette Young. Oh boy, that would be a good meme for the podcast Instagram.
But the thing is, with it might get loud. Good personalities as well. So Yvette would fit perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then in the middle year one, I would want someone who hasn't died. I was going to say SRV, but Brian May. I would want Brian May.
But he would be already at the end of the spectrum,
He'd be
right?
the other older one, I guess.
Yeah,
But then we
yeah,
need
yeah.
someone in the middle. Who can we put in the middle?
I think Bonamassa would fit quite well.
I don't know. Yeah. Nothing against Jobo, but
Like
I
a
just think-
Jobo.
I don't class him in the same leagues as Brian May and Yvette Young.
All right. Okay, who else?
Someone. Tom Morello. Someone's just Saranga just said Tom
There you
Morello.
go. That's a good
nailed
one,
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Saranga
yeah.
suggested
Actually,
Steve Vai, Tom Morello, and Tosin Abasi. That's brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Actually, I think
brilliant.
like Tosin, one of those math rock guys or gals, like either Yvette or Tosin or actually who would be good? Tim Henson, because he's a hardworking, completely geeky guy when it comes to production, music production, and he's more he's got that hip hop like prog and hip hop vibes to it. You know, he's into rap and all that stuff too. It'll be a quite different angle. Henning Pauly. We might pass. Oh yeah, St. Vincent would also be great. St. Vincent.
Hank Marvin, Brian May, Tom Morello. Yeah, Tom Morello has to be in It Might Get Loud too. Right, we're going to start a campaign and a GoFundMe to fund my travels to go to each of these people's houses and persuade them to do it.
Actually, also Mark Knopfler would be interesting.
Oh yeah.
He's got a very intricate technique, and you know, he knows his guitar stuff. So
what if they did a bass version?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Bass.
Bootsy Collins.
Carol Kay.
Carol Kay. Yes.
Yeah. Oldest generation.
I'd like to see Bootsy Collins in there. I'd like to see younger generation. I would like to see
Flea.
Flea. Oh no, he's not younger anyway. Why do I think that Flea's ageless?
Well, he still acts like a child probably most of the times on stage. Yeah, but like a Flea would be like in the middle probably. Like if you have Carol Kay, then Flea, and the younger generation.
Or Mark King or Sting.
Sting, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Young bass player. Who's young and plays bass?
Like who plays incredible bass? Thundercat? No, he's old too.
No.
No. What about Thundercat? No.
I don't know. Help! Everybody, help us with bass. We'll go to our picks of the week. Ida Nielsen, Flea, and Carol Kay. Well done,
All right.
Michiel.
I didn't say anything. Thundercat's younger than us.
Yeah. Thundercat's like super young, dude.
All right, sorry, Thundercat. Great.
Then we'll move on because I want to talk about gear.
Yeah.
Pick of the week.
Time for my pick of the week.
Oh, hello, Grogu.
Grogu there. Look. I'm going to miss him. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. My pick of the week first is the Squier new series. There's some classic vibe FSR guitars. And Squier are one of my favorite guitar companies, hands down, because they come out with some functional stuff, but also some freaky stuff. And they have the license to just keep printing money by releasing Telecasters in different colors, for example.
Yeah.
So that's on screen right now if you're watching. It's green. There's a green Telecaster on screen.
Green
right now.
Telecaster? What does that Squier have? Like, is there any spec change or anything, or is it just like a pure traditional classic Squier Telecaster is it Sherwood green?
I believe it is. I don't know. That's the only photo that didn't have a photo name, so it's just called photo number 1 on my list.
Awesome.
I got to say, yeah, or a moss green, a spring moss green.
It's a bit brighter than regular Sherwood Forest green.
I don't know.
Is it called Sherwood Forest green? Anyways,
I don't know. But you don't have. No, ignore the insert Robin Hood joke there about not having to have a lot of money to buy a Squire. Let me click some buttons and bring out some more. So I insist that you watch the YouTube version of this because you can see the Squires on screen right now. We've got the Bullet Mustang, which is in a Daphne blue with an orange competition stripe. I have 2 Squire Bullet Mustangs, one of which has never even made it out of the box, I hasten to say. I mean, it made it out of the box, but it went straight back in again because I wanted to make a video and then never had the chance.
Okay.
And now it's kind of less zeitgeisty because there's new ones. So, yeah. Let's get rid of that one. So then we've got a HSS Squire Strat.
That looks a lot like the Tom DeLonge Blink 182 signature. It's just
It really does, doesn't it?
The Invader pickup in the bridge, the Duncan.
Yeah, but there might be a Bullet. I haven't really done my homework on that one because, hang on, is that the Bullet one?
But it says Stratocaster, right?
HSS Stratocaster. It's a Bullet Strat. It's 135 euros, which is insane.
Yep.
Then we've got another one, which is a FSR Bullet Strat. This is the 2-tone sunburst with black hardware and black pickguard, which I think looks amazing.
Do you know, are they made of poplar or is it ash or is it...
why do you keep asking me questions you know I don't know the answer to?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I was just intrigued by the looks because
Yeah, I'm just feeling.
It's some ash vibes to it. I don't think it's ash, but it's definitely got some ash vibes.
Well, it's a poplar body with a maple neck and a laurel fingerboard.
Mm-hmm.
So, and being a Bullet as well, it's going to be a slightly thinner body. I just think it looks great.
Yeah.
So
You could say that Fender Squire is not resting on their laurels.
You could.
Yeah, that was good, right? Yeah.
It was actually good. There's that Mustang again with competition orange stripe. I dig it. I dig it hard. I would want that one as well. Again, these are silly money. So that one is, hang on, that is 159 euros.
All right.
Which is weird that that a Mustang is more expensive than a Strat, considering that Mustangs used to be student models.
Yep.
There's a nice telly there. So it's a red. This is the classic vibe one. It's Candy Tangerine, they've called it. So it looks a bit Fiesta red, but more orange.
Yeah, a little bit.
Looking at the specs, I can't currently. Hang on. NATO bodies. Okay, that's a kind of an Ibanez thing.
No,
dare I say?
NATO is not Nyato. They're two different species.
Oh yeah, whoops. Maple neck, Indian laurel fretboard. Do you want to do your joke again?
Yeah. No.
Go on. Go on. Everything's funny the second time.
It's not actually. I was thinking, with some serious background, that the prices for raw materials, especially for wood, have skyrocketed. Like they've tripled or even quadrupled. So at the moment, it's kind of really, if they offer guitars at that price point, they're kind of resting on their laurel stock, like raw material stock, because otherwise it wouldn't be possible to kind of offer those crazy deals. It's just insane. Yeah.
What I like about this one is it's the aged, slightly yellowed finish, which won't be nitro, but it's like a vintage yellow tinge finish. Which,
how much is that?
I don't know, because the details have not been released on the classic vibes. But as it's a classic vibe, it's going to be obviously more expensive. Maybe it's even more expensive because of the reasons you just mentioned. But there is, of course, the. Sorry, something just flew in my window. What are you in my room?
Execute Order 66.
An animal may appear on this podcast this evening. Then the green one, which I quite like the name of. It is custom 60s custom telly Candy Apple Green.
Nice.
So it's not Sherwood, it's candy apple green, and I dig it. Dig it hard.
Yeah.
So being a classic vibe, it's going to have decent pickups in it. It's going to probably be a decent guitar. Certainly some of the best lower priced tellies. Probably the best telly style guitar to be released in 2021, Dan. What do you think?
Nah,
Nah?
probably not. No.
Oh, okay then.
No. No.
Oh, well.
Do you want to tell the story that I got stuck in the Tytoon bridge with my beard? No.
Yeah.
No.
Permission to show the photo?
No.
I'm not going to show it, but I am going to look at it.
All right.
Hang on. You can look at my...
Yeah, you can take a look at it. I was trying out the AZS, and I was
I'm looking at it.
You look at it? Yeah. I was explaining how great that Tytoon bridge is, and kind of did some crazy poses with kissing the guitar and that stuff, and then I was very close with my beard and actually got kind of stuck in the bridge. And the funny thing is, like, seconds after that happened, Andy was typing me, "You get stuck with your beard?" And I was like, "Yeah, how do you know?"
The conversation goes like this. There's a photo of the AZS, and then there's one next to it after it saying, with Dan kissing it, or near it. And I wrote, "Love the first photo, second one not so much." Then there's a photo of you saying, "So comfy," and using the bridge as a pillow. And I wrote, "Ha ha 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 ha, don't get your beard stuck." You wrote, "Ouch, damn, you said it." You didn't? I did.
Oh boy. Sometimes you could print books from those conversations. But anyways, where are we headed with the Squire range? Is there anything more newer, more classier, or even weirder?
That's it with that batch of Squires. There are some more weird Squires on the way, and I will be bringing some to the channel. However, for this batch, that's it.
So that's the bad batch, or is it a good batch?
That's the bad batch.
I'm sorry.
And I'm only having one pick this week, Dan, so we can move on to your... Yeah, I changed my mind.
Did you show me some guitars without the neck pickup, or was it something different?
No, you showed that to me.
No. Oh yeah, I did. What was that?
That was also a Squire, the Squire Esquire. And
Is that new?
Yeah.
All right, that's also new. We didn't pick it.
Just to make a blanket statement here, I don't see the point in Esquires. What's the point? Get a telly.
Ooh. If you disagree, please send an email to theguitargeek@gmail.com.
Yeah, send it there, because that's not my email address. No, generally speaking, I love the neck pickup of a telly, so why would you take it off?
Yeah.
I do like the aesthetic, though. I'll give it that. I like the aesthetic. Right, your pick.
Dance, pick up the week. Dance, pick up the week.
Boom, chicka, boom. So the first pick is a incredibly expensive signature guitar for Joe Walsh, and the guitar, couldn't be more pointless than it actually is. Sorry, PRS, but I picked it because I love Joe Walsh. He's just a great musician, and I also like his solo work. I know if you heard songs like "Analog Man." I'm an analog man in a digital world. That's just insane. He's standing there and he's got a great tone, and he's that old, grumpy old man that you can, you just want to help with mowing the lawn and hugging him and, So I love Joe Walsh. So he's a great guy. I love his tone. I love his playing, and he's got a signature guitar. It's limited to 200 pieces. It features Brazilian rosewood, which is kind of interesting, but also makes the price skyrocket to dimensions that are incredible and actually only, reasonable for lawyers, or if you have a lot of money that you cannot deposit somewhere in, overseas or something, Panama. But the point, Andy, I don't get it. That's a beautiful guitar, and
Yes.
it's got great specs. I think it's got a nitro kind of finish. It's got that specific 24.594-inch scale, which is kind of different, and also that's where the name comes from, the 594. It looks great. It's got, like I said, Brazilian rosewood and a Forks bone binding and everything. But you can buy a decent 594 single cut for almost half the money. That's where they kind of miss the point, you know.
So the price is
Yeah.
from about $6,500 to €7,800. So in that price range somewhere.
Yep.
So $6,500 to €7,800.
If it was like a custom shop, like private stock instrument, I would totally get it. Like their wood library and all that stuff. That's kind of you know special. But as a signature instrument, I don't really see the appeal, and except for some you know Eagles diehard fans.
I love the 594. I played one a few years ago, and I fell in love with that guitar. It was beautiful. I have a strange relationship with PRS. I think we've been over this several times, but PRS guitars are so, generally speaking, so precise and so well made that I think they lack character.
Okay.
Which, oddly, I don't feel about Ibanez guitars. Maybe because Ibanez guitars, you know, not because you're here, but Ibanez guitars are also extremely well made. I would call them precision, and made for precision, for people to rely on a guitar, like the AZ, for example. But hang on a minute, do I hate Ibanez guitars? Hang on a second. I'm just having an epiphany, Dan. I think Ibanez and PRS are neighbors, and I'm not sure if I'm joking.
Well, you got to give props to Paul for kind of establishing a third big player in the guitar industries in the US market. I mean, those instruments, they're like you know precision tools. They combine his passion for creating something new. They are well made. There's just nothing to argue about that, and that's why I'm not making a point that's not a great guitar. I think it's a gorgeous guitar.
Absolutely.
It's got so many great specs. I just think like from a consumer side, like I said, if it would be like a private stock with some wicked wood and something that is really unique, but it looks with that McCarthy sunburst and that nitro finish, it just looks like every other attractive McCarthy single cut 594 that you could buy, and you can get one from $3,500 up to 6, 7, 8 grand, but then you've got a one-off or something. And with 200 guitars made, I don't think there's like a big selling point, at least to me. Maybe the diehard Eagle fans will disagree, but you know, I liked it. But when I saw the price point, I was thinking like, yeah, not really my cup of tea.
But Michael's made a good point in the chat that that's a steal compared to some Gibson signature models, which he's absolutely correct.
Of course.
And I would take a PRS if I was a touring musician. If I was a studio musician, I would absolutely have a PRS. That's what I mean. I love the guitars. To talk about that one in particular, maybe a little bit overpriced, but it is cool as heck. And I would take a PRS over a Gibson if I were in need of a tool that actually did the job.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Like if I was to pick a single cut, I would go for a PRS single cut and not a Gibson.
But if I was on stage in a band and I wanted to look rock and roll, I'd have to pick a Gibson or not a PRS.
Yeah, but you said as a working musician, like a touring musician, and then you need something that's reliable. And a Gibson, is kind of, they are perfect with their imperfection. I've played several Gibsons over the course of my like musical life and guitarist life, and there was not a single one that was close to the level that the majority of PRS guitars and also made in Japan Ibanez guitars are. And that's or even Music Man guitars,
Music Man as well,
why.
yeah. No, I meant like in a band that I was my band. Like if I was the front man of a rock and roll band, I wouldn't want to play a PRS.
Okay.
I'd probably play a Maybach if I'm honest, because I've got it right there. I wouldn't change it. Or the FRM 300, because I've been rocking that recently. And we've gone way off topic here of the news, but yeah. So Joe Walsh limited edition.
Yeah. We've got some more pictures, so at least to show.
Oh yeah,
like,
sorry. Yeah, my bad.
One more.
There's the actual guitar.
Yeah. There it is. Like it's got a gorgeous kind of McCarthy sunburst look. that kind of yellow to orange-ish. It's got the old school birds, which are still a classic. I think like the PRS birds are one of the most iconic inlays that are out there, only matched maybe by the Tree of Life from Ibanez. But in terms of their playfulness and also their style, I think they're second to none. And yeah, it's just like it's a classic shape, and I like the single cut that PRS came up with. It's not a blunt Les Paul copy like a lot of other companies do. So if you're in the market for one, don't buy the Walsh. Maybe buy two others. Then you have two different colors.
Does look good. The more I look at that, the more I really, really love it. Valeria's asking if Dan's wearing a costume or not.
No, it's like an improvised costume because there was no carnival, and I'm just having my lightsaber. That makes cool noises.
I actually forgot that I was wearing a Darth Vader costume.
You felt normal, right?
I feel it's quite warm. I've got the window open, and it's sort of just keeping my. I mean, this comes up like that, and it's exactly the right sort. When you're so comfortable that you're like, hang on, if you're in a bath that's exactly the right temperature, and you think I don't want it any warmer, any cooler, I just feel like nothing, like one of those suspension tanks. That's how I feel right now. Oh, yeah. Do you want to talk about your other pick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It's an Ibanez, or rather, I should say, two Ibanez's.
Well, what a surprise! Yeah, that's actually these are two limited ones. These are not limited ones. These are one-offs that are available exclusively through Ibanez Germany, and yeah. Actually, I don't think it's a contradiction to what I said previously because these are one-offs. Like there's just one piece of each. So they're also crazily expensive. I think 7.5K. So these are obviously Sugi made, but both of them are one-offs. So maybe you can share a couple pictures. These are called the JCRG21S1 and S2.
That's the back of the S1 if you're looking at. Do you want to see the S2 as well?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the S2. So because of the way you name the files, I initially thought this was the same guitar twice, and
Yeah.
I even deleted the pictures. Then I realized there were small little differences, such as it's a different guitar. And if you do that,
it's the same top wood. It's the same top wood. It's just nice. Oh wow, that's nicely photographed too. It's almost identical. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they both share a lot of specs. So the similarities are big. So they've both figured redwood tops, but they differ with the resin that was used. The one has a gold resin, and that one that you just show has got black resin. And also the fretboard is differing. So if you compare the AB, there's one that's Coco Bolo, and the one that you see right here with the black resin, it's got ebony. The gold one, it's got Coco Bolo, and the other one's got ebony.
I don't want to be a dick, but I have to say it's resin, because resin is the thing you have in your breakfast.
Yeah, I hear you. Resin. Okay, there you go.
I feel like a dick
Resin.
when I correct
No,
people's
it's all good.
English,
It's good. I'm learning.
resin.
Resin. Okay, yeah. They both got gold hardware. Bare knuckle brute force pickups. That's also something different. Usually they come with the Mausio Fusion Edge. So we went all in terms of the pickups. They both have a low pro edge tremolo and stainless steel frets. There you go.
Is this what I played? Did I play one similar?
Yeah, very very close to those. Yeah.
So I went on a little trip this past week to a music shop in Canton in Austria, to a place called Pro Music. Had a great day, and I played something that looked a lot like that, in that a very similar sort of family. It was a J Custom, and it did look as a one-off. The piece of wood was gorgeous. Again, I mean, very expensive, 7.5, or maybe even a little more. But
7.5 is like the top limit. There's
okay. It was 7.5 then. It was just I didn't know what to play on it, so well, you'll find out in the video that I've made, but
Nice.
I played something that I thought was appropriate.
Yeah. And the cool thing about those guitars is we even have artists that buy them and play them. So that shows that they are not just museum pieces that are supposed to go into some sort of, uh, behind glass or in some safe or something. Those are like tools for musicians. And if you dig the looks and want to have a one-off, then go for it. Yeah.
I enjoyed
So,
playing
yeah.
it. It was very nice. It's not something I would buy, perfectly honest. It doesn't, I take something else instead. But that being said, if I had a serious amount of cash, I absolutely would buy it.
There you go. Yeah.
Because it made me feel good when I played it.
Yeah.
We're getting way off topic with these guitars. We need to get back to Star Wars. So
All right.
let's do. Let's see if people want to buy.
Let me just put it that way. Like, if you buy one of those Ibanez and you have like only experience with like made in China or made in Indonesia, that's like a whole different galaxy.
True. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Oh,
You're welcome.
I walked straight into that.
Yeah.
And sorry, my head's not really with it today. I seem to be far away.
Buy, borrow, or burn.
Nice one.
Thanks.
Very
Buy,
nice
borrow,
one.
burn. The little
Yeah.
segment where we buy something, we borrow something, and we burn something. So we've got. Should we count the J Customs as one thing? As one thing? Okay. So we've got the Ibanez J Custom from Dan. We've got the new Squires, which we're going to count as one thing from me, and then we're going to do the what's it called? Mr. Eagles.
Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
Sorry. From PRS.
Yeah. So, do you want me to do it for you? I think it's fairly easy this week. I think you would buy the Squire, borrow the J Custom from me, and burn the Joe Walsh.
Oh, I feel so bad. I really don't want to burn that PRS. You're right. Initially, without thinking, that's true. But I'm going to switch it up a little bit. And I think I would buy the PRS, I would borrow the Ibanez from you, and I would burn the Squire.
All right.
Just because I played that 1594 that was so good.
All right.
That's a hard one. Dan, I think, may I choose for you?
Yep.
I think you would buy the J Custom. I think you would borrow the PRS. I think you would burn the Squire.
Spot on. Yep.
Getting good at this. Getting really good. It's kind of boring though, isn't it? When we're like, yeah, that's true. That's true. We need some controversy here. So what about the people in the chat?
The Darth Vader signature Ibanez. Nice. It would be all black. I mean, come on, guys.
I would have
Cosmo
to have little
black
like
hardware.
they have to have these red switches. Look, I'm wearing this, and you can't even see it on the podcast. I'm wearing this front panel, and it just looks like I'm a 3-month-old trying to have some solid food.
Yeah.
While the people in the chat are deciding what they'd buy, borrow, or burn, let me throw something else in the mix.
All right. What else do you bring?
That is this.
Ooh.
This is the 43 from Atkin Guitars. This is a relict new J45 style guitar. And it is absolutely hands down in the top 3 best acoustic guitars I've ever played, possibly top 1.
All right. What are the other 2?
My Taylor, the Builder's Edition, the 517 Builder's Edition. And the other one was a Gibson J45 that I played at Tolman. And it's sold now. It was a vintage one. It was seriously expensive, not vintage as in old, but vintage as in vintage looking. And it was seriously good. But this thing, I'm going to break tradition on the Guitar Stories podcast and play it for you, if I may.
Oh, yeah, please.
Hang on. My mic stand won't behave.
Nice.
I don't know how that
Goes
sounded,
on
of
and
course,
on.
but
Yeah.
but this thing is insane. Like, I will do a video on it, and I've done a review of the non-relic version. But this guitar, there's a roundness to the bottom end that I've never heard on a guitar before. It kind of like there's on that low E, it sort of sits outside of every other string, and there's lots of string and note separation. The mid-range I haven't really tackled the mid-range yet, but that when you're playing it with fingers, it can get a little less separated, but the top end is sparkly and beautiful. And it should be, because it's not a very affordable guitar, but if I would be prepared to sell my Taylor now that this is in the house, depending on if it's staying or not.
Yep. That's a nice one.
And the good thing is, if you knock it into the wall when you're walking through the house, it doesn't matter because it's already
it's
relic.
relic anyways.
I'm doing that. I've got a wheelie office chair. If you're listening to this and you can't see me, I'm on an office chair and I just wheeled over my costume. Now I can't move. I'm gonna have to take it off. It's coming off because I'm attached. Oh, it's all gone. Right. I've got my Red Beard Effects t-shirt on instead. I'm now Mikey Demas. Speaking of Mikey Demas, Dan, we've got him coming on the show in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, wow.
With some good news. That is right. He's coming on at the beginning of June.
Wow.
Did anybody else buy, borrow, buy, borrow, burn?
I think we're already way in a different galaxy. I think we're like 11 to 13 parsecs away from that topic.
So, Red Wolf just wrote in the chat, no capes. No capes! From The Incredibles. Correct. That's why you don't wear capes on a podcast. Or if you're a superhero.
Did you ever have a band where you wore some sort of cape? No.
The fact that I have to think about that is worrying. That either means that it's possible that I did, or that my memory is gone.
I'm pretty sure that Ryan would probably already have worn a cape on stage. Or these days, suit. Some sort of suit.
I have not worn a cape. I have worn a lab coat with "Professional Idiot" written on the back that I was unaware of. No capes, Dan. Sorry. Yourself? Maybe in Rock Scratcher?
No. I mean, that was just leather and black, everything black.
Sleeveless t-shirts.
Yeah.
RJW14 is with you, Dan. He'd buy the Ibanez, he'd borrow the PRS, and burn the Squires.
All right.
He seems to be the only person that's joined in the game this week.
No. They already done.
Oh, they did it. I just missed it by running over myself.
Like I said,
okay, hang on.
By a couple of parsecs already.
Beg your pardon. Buy the Ibanez, borrow the PRS, and burn the money for the Ibanez?
What? Burn the money for the Ibanez? Yeah, you got to burn a lot of money.
Alan M. Guitar Corner, I'm not sure what you mean. Michael Lerner, borrow the Ibanez, forget to give it back, buy the Squires because that's a lot of guitars, and burn the PRS because Joe won't write a new chapter of music history on the PRS. Ooh, controversial.
Yeah. I don't know what was he playing during like the last records. Let me check. Analog Man, Joe Walsh. What did he play? He played what's he playing live? Pictures?
Probably an RG or something. Or telly.
He's pictured actually on the CD cover. I think he's pictured with an Epiphone. I think Duesenberg. I think he played Duesenberg in the live.
Oh,
videos.
mate, I played a Duesenberg for the first time last week as well, also at Pro Music. Fell in love. There was one called a 59 Gold Top. It was just, it sang. And truly, it was like, I think it's chambered. And I did a video, which you'll see soon. I don't want to give away the title, but I play a lot of guitars in one video, and this one absolutely stands out as, in the room, the best sounding guitar. It just better than any Les Paul from Gibson I'd ever played. It was crisp and rocky, and I like the kind of quirky finishes as well.
Mm. Actually, I don't get why they would come up with a PRS signature, because just a couple years ago, I don't know how many, like 2 or 3 years ago, there were Duesenberg 40th anniversary models, and I would associate Joe Walsh much more with Duesenberg than with PRS, but I might be wrong. So
Oh yeah, he's playing is that you just sent me the Guitar Center Sessions?
yeah, you can share it in the chat. It's a great session. It's one of my favorite songs from him. So
I've
pretty
never
cool.
heard it, so I'm absolutely gonna check
You
that out.
you're gonna dig the lyrics. It's just yeah. It's like an old man talking about the whole situation, the internet and everything. That everything's so fast paced and everything's digital, and he don't want to be taught by a 9-year-old smartass about how to order a pizza via smartphone, something like that, along those lines.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways, so where are we?
We've burnt some stuff, we borrowed some stuff, and we bought some stuff.
Awesome.
It's probably time to do a bit of Star Wars, because we've only got about 25 minutes in which to do it. We've done a lot of gear and news talk this week.
All right.
I've enjoyed myself. It's nice. It's nice not to be rushed. Not that I don't like having guests and stuff, but often, as you've said, we've rushed through gear stuff, and I feel particularly geeky this week.
Yep. Agreed.
For the people in the audio version, I just put my mask back on.
Yeah.
Right. I've got some Star Wars memes I thought we could just have a quick look at and talk about. Here they are.
Did you upload the ones that I put in the folder too?
No, you gave them me. This is how this podcast runs, everybody. Dan sends me stuff 1 minute before we go live. Well, I'm still putting my Darth Vader costume on, but I will throw them on the screen.
You went to peeing. You said, I'm going to have a drink and pee in that order.
That's true. I did do that. I did say that, yeah. I think we want to dedicate this one to one of our mods, Valeria. It says pew pew instead of Star Wars, and then in the middle where it would say like The Force Awakens or whatever, or The New Hope, it would say pew 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 pew.
If you read it out, it's even funnier. Pew 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 pew. Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
You're listening to Audio Memes with Andy and Dan.
So, guys in the chat, what do you think is the episode with the most pew 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 content? What do you think? Is it like episode 4, or is it episode 7 or 8? Oh,
it's got to be.
Maybe Clone Wars.
Maybe it's got to be one of the new ones. No, it's got to be like 8, because there's lots of pew pewing going on in there, because it's modern day 20 something, and we require more pews.
Pew. CGI pew. Pew
CGI
pew.
pews, yeah. Especially when, what's his name? Flynn, is it?
Finn.
and Flynn. Huckleberry Flynn. Especially when Huckleberry Finn is, defecting and shooting stuff up. There's lots of pewing going on there. I remember that one.
Yeah. Pew pew. It's funny. Actually, I just recently watched episode 4, and there's that funny scene where Luke and Obi-Wan they come to the Sandcrawler and figure out that stormtroops have killed the Jawas, and have and they made it to look like as if Tusken Raiders have done it. And then something funny is said, because then Obi-Wan says, no, it hasn't been, it cannot been Tusken Raiders, because the hits of the laser beams, they are too precise. I was like, that's like probably the first time in like a time span of 60 years or more in Star Wars history that they actually hit the target.
That's a burn, isn't it? Heck of a burn.
I know.
All right. So I've actually just received a meme from Mark, one of our listeners and viewers. Hello, Mark. He sent it to me. I will put that on the screen along with Dan's.
Awesome. My 2 favorite people in Star Wars. Who is it, Andy?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Also Obi-Wan Kenobi, but a little older. That was in the Discord. Incidentally, we have a Guitar Geek Discord, which Guitar Stories is a sub part of that server, so you can come and hang out with us there. The link will be in the video description. I'm sure somebody will put the link in the chat as well. But that's brilliant.
Are you excited, Andy? Are you excited about the Obi-Wan like mini series? I think it's just 6 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I love Ewan McGregor. I love that guy so much, and also I loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I love the character Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it's like it's a win-win-win-win-win for me. It's only 6 episodes. Of course, I think they're going to use it to set up some other stuff. So it's not being Star Wars, being Disney. It's you never just get some entertainment or a story. You get entertainment, story, plus a springboard to more. So I want to know, is Darth Maul going to come back? Is a big question, because there's been rumors of is it Ray? I'm going to say Ray Parker Jr. That's the guy that set Ghostbusters. I'm Darth Maul. Dual lightsaber. There's someone red in your neighborhood. And he's got horns. Darth Maul.
There's something strange on Dathomir. Who you gonna call? Awesome. Actually, you gotta watch the Clone Wars. Like I said, Darth Maul is one of the central figures. I think he gets, spoiler alert, he gets killed in Rebels. So depending on when Obi-Wan is set, it had to be prior to Rebels, because otherwise he's already dead.
Yeah, well, he didn't die in episode 1. We've established that. It's been established in Star Wars. I'm not sure if it's canon, but Star Wars history. That they just sort of stuck him back together, didn't they?
Yeah.
How does he poo?
Well, I don't know.
Enema? How does Darth Maul poo? Someone let me know how Darth Maul poos, because it's not in the future. It's way back in the past, far, far away. So maybe poo technology was...
Maybe we can ask Poo Ninja.
Yeah. I probably want to move on from that subject, if I'm honest. It just came into my head. I had to say it.
But Robert Darth Maul is one of the coolest figures, because he's got so much anger and hatred, and he actually wants to kick Emperor Palpatine's butt. And he's not necessarily just a villain. He's in between. He's still a bad guy, but also a badass.
He's kind of a fan favorite. So yeah,
definitely.
It is Ray Park that played him, right? I'm not just being an idiot with the Ray Park Jr.
That's Ray Park, yeah, and he's still a badass. I'm following him on Instagram, and he can still, jump around and do those crazy flips and all that stuff. So that would be pretty cool to see him, being part, maybe in some visions or some I don't know, some memories of Obi-Wan where he reminisces a little bit. I don't know, but that would be pretty cool to see Ray Park going back to action. We got more.
Oh, that's me. That was not me pretending to be surprised. That was me genuinely surprised then. Yeah, I did a thing for... I'm on TikTok now, because that's quite fun, and Instagram and YouTube as well, just to try and get some fun out there. And I played the Imperial, or some of the Imperial March in Drop C on a Chapman ML3 whilst dressed as Darth Vader with an afro.
And I told you before, I thought that it's like a Instagram filter.
Oh, you mean the mask? The way that it's like...
The mask, yeah. It looked like
sits
an
in front of my
filter
face. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's so small, and it doesn't even cover the fro. So I was thinking, all right, cool filter. And then I figured, nope, he's actually wearing a mask. This guy who's almost in his 40s has a Darth Vader costume. Which is great.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
No, seriously, what's wrong with that? Something wrong there, definitely. People in the chat just said that Ray Park supplied the body, someone else did the voice. That was Peter Serafinovich, one of my favorite actors. So yeah, if you want to look on the channel, there's me dressed as Darth Vader doing some stuff. I was hoping it was not going to go viral, but make some people smile,
It did.
And it was insanely hard to do that in the mask. Poo Ninja, I have no idea how you do it. It took me at least 10 takes to get that as clean as I did, and it wasn't as clean as I wanted it. Anyway, that's not a meme. This is a meme.
It's a classic. I'll call
classic
it classic
meme. Classic meme. Nah, no, we cannot name our son Guitar Solo, says Princess Leia to Hans.
Actually, I just read about a book. a Carrie Fisher book.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty interesting. Like Memories from Princess Leia or something like that. And she where she talks or writes a lot about her relationship with Harrison Ford during the actual shootings and yeah, I don't know the title. It's something like Being Princess Leia or something like that. That's yeah, but I just heard it's pretty interesting. It's not too much about Star Wars. It's more about the relationship between the actors and how it all developed.
That sounds
So if you're
familiar.
yeah. If you want to dig into that a little bit, then check that out on Amazon using one of Andy's affiliate links.
Yeah, well, of course, get my 1%. Is it The
Yeah.
Princess Diarist?
Yes, there you go. The Princess Diaries. Yeah.
I'm going to get that. Hang on. It's more expensive on a Kindle than it is to buy the hardback. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, then you actually buy a book and you can read it sitting on the toilet, right?
That's at least our second toilet reference of the podcast. Things are going downhill, people.
Is that like a sort of memoir? It says.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to buy that. There's also I Am C-3PO from Anthony Daniels.
Interesting.
All right, I'm probably going to buy that as well. I've only got like 6 books to.
There's an audio
to get through.
version for it too. So if someone has to commute every day, just get the audio CD. I think it's on Audible too. So
It is, yeah, but I only want the audio version if she reads it.
wow, it's got the 2018 Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album.
Did she read
Wow.
it? When did she
I
pass
think so.
away?
Read by Carrie Fisher and Billy Lord. So it's read by
Oh,
her
yeah?
and her daughter. Yeah. Oh wow, I'll probably have to buy the audio version then.
Absolutely.
I think it's from 2016. Yeah. So
When did she
yeah.
pass away?
3 years ago already, I think.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the reason why Billy Lord maybe
Yeah,
have
that was my
won a
thinking, but
couple.
that was 5 years ago, Dan.
Yeah, I know. We're
2016
getting
was
old.
5 years ago. That animal is back. Go away! I'm going to shut the window before more join. Animal season.
Yeah.
See my lights
Actually,
from here.
I was building those kind of fly screens. Yeah, I think it's called fly screen. Fly screen last weekend. That was a pain in the
Yeah.
butt.
Yeah, they are.
If you don't glue it into the window, if you really build those kind of aluminum frames, and you have to cut those, and you got to make sure that you measure everything extremely precisely. Otherwise, you're screwed. Because if it goes
I'm
this
rubbish at
direction,
it.
yeah, me too. I think
I've-
I measured it like 10 times just to be sure. All right.
So I just remembered that I found another meme that I didn't put on the Mark. Can you confirm whether you made that? Because if you did, I want that on a T-shirt.
That's a good one. Yeah,
May the fuzz be with you.
Get it on a T-shirt quickly before JHS or someone else steals it.
Yeah, or
Periphery.
Periphery, yeah. You are such a bitch, Daniel, and so am I.
I am.
There's the one that I
love
made.
that. How many hours did you invest in getting that right?
An hour. 1 hour.
1 hour? All right. But still,
I'm not a
it's lot.
skilled person, but I just thought it would. I had the thought in the shower, which is where I had my best thoughts, and it's one of those thoughts that once I thought it couldn't be unthunk. So
once you thought it.
The only way I could get it out of my head, and I have this with riffs and songs and silly videos where I, smash guitars into pieces. The only way I can get it out of my head is to actually complete the project, and then it's gone.
That's great. Yeah, it looks amazing. I like that. I like that a lot. It would have been even cooler if we had like a reference of our bad patch cable story or something, but unfortunately, there's none.
I have really good patch cables.
Yeah, me too. Do you have a favorite patch cable? This is the commercial part of this show. No, seriously. Do you have like a favorite?
I know
patch
you're
cable?
being
Because, you know,
serious, but
yeah, get one because if you're using like regular patch cables, they eat up so much space in between the pedals.
okay, we're doing patch cable chat. Patch cable chat. Yes, I
Patch
kind of
cable
do,
chat.
but different patch cable for a different job.
All right.
So if I were to look behind me,
Please enlighten us a little bit. Yeah. Michael, I think he used Photoshop.
I did use Photoshop, but actually I think he's talking to Mark. If he is talking to Mark, Mark did make it, and Mark has just Facebook messaged me. Yes, I can sort that as a T-shirt. Nice. This is one from Hoser, which is a full-size patch cable, the full-size jack, gold connectors, everything extremely well made. That's the stuff I use when I'm going distance and I don't care about space. So when I'm doing demos and stuff, I have a little platform, and I go that way. Sorry, Grogu, you're gonna have to move for a minute. As is my utilities belt. That's the noise it makes. I like these pancake ones, which are also by Hoser. The simple, bog standard pancake ones.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get good ones. Very, very often the ones that are advertised are kind of rubbish, so very cheaply made.
They
so
are
I find
good.
it pretty hard to source good ones.
But then my favorite ones, if I've got some from Pedal Patch in the UK, and they're non-soldered, and you can make them yourself. And I really, really like those. They're quite low profile.
Okay.
But if I'm not, because of what I do, I can't really make a board because I'm always swapping stuff in and out. So I like these. It's the EBS Deluxe Flat Patch Cable.
Oh, that's a nice one. Okay.
Which I think is called a ribbon thing. But when I show these on videos, people laugh at them. So I tend not to show them on.
What is that?
Look at those flat cables. Actually, they've just been mentioned in the chat.
Yeah, as long as the sound is not flat.
No, but incidentally, review time, everybody. Patch cable chat review time. I can talk to you about a bad patch cable, and that is the Harley Benton version of these. The Harley Benton version of these are not good.
Okay.
So don't cheap out if you're going to go for super slim ones. Yeah, these are the pro ones from EBS. They're coming up in the chat. Yeah. They're great, and I've tested them. In fact, I've never done a direct A/B test with the, say, for example, the Hoser full-size one. I should do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
The thing is, cables aren't sexy. That's like a major drawback when it comes to the cable biz. They're such an intricate part of the overall signal chain, but pretty much like with the cabinets, they're not sexy enough that people actually experiment a lot and kind of consciously buy the good stuff. Usually they cheap out on those kind of on those kind of cables and just that will do, and then they wonder why their signal is pretty noisy or flat basically.
I would like to recommend something, Dan, and that is our friend Max Solo did a series of videos, I think 2, maybe more, on cables, like seriously nerdy with like an Excel document and everything.
Okay.
And it is excellent. In fact, it's also just come up in the chat, and he goes through all these different brands of patch cables. I sent him some ones which are a bit weird that he didn't have, and he's gone through everything. And it's if you're that dedicated to finding tone connections, I guess, yeah, it's a good video series.
Cool. I think Max and Colin Scott and Max Solo, I think they do the most like comprehensive and detailed videos when it comes to that kind of geeky, like even geekier stuff, like Geek Level 100.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a hack with the fuzz pedal fetish. I've got the meme that I sent myself that I want to share with you.
All right, what's that?
Is it going to work?
I don't know.
I was talking to myself then. I talk to myself a lot, which I found out when I was at Pro Music. It's doing that. Hang on a minute. I've got to change the thing. Hold on.
Wait,
Go
did people
there, and then
give
back
you
there.
weird looks when you went pro music, or did Klaus give you weird looks?
I think he was expecting to answer, and I said, "Hang on a minute, I'm talking to myself, so please don't feel that you need to respond." I really want to share this, but for some reason, it's not. It's not being accepted into OBS. Hang on, I'm going to have to screenshot it off my own computer.
All right. I think we've got
God.
some memes, so we should probably hurry up a little bit to get some more meme fun out of there.
Yes. Falcons can live to be 12 to 15 years old. All falcons alive today were born in the 21st century. They are millennial falcons.
I love it. That's a good one. The millennial falcon. That's nice.
Oh, yeah, falcon. Sorry, falcon. It's just funny. It's just because it caught me by surprise.
Yeah, that's very unexpected. I like that you actually hit the conclusion. That's pretty cool.
Thanks. That was what I intended to do, and I'm surprised that I pulled it off.
Yeah.
So you put some in the folder, did you, my friend?
I did. Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Guitar
All right.
stories.
Eddie hasn't seen them, so let's see.
I haven't
his
seen
reaction.
them.
Yeah.
Did you put them in the same? Oh, okay.
They're all of the memes.
There's a classic. Here's a guitar-related one, kind of. Dan?
I found the Rebel bass, and it's actually a Millennium Falcon with a bass neck on it, 4 strings, and I know it looks like a Hasbro toy, like one of those plasticky ones. And I wonder how that neck actually holds, but because there's quite some pressure from the strings. But that's a pretty cool idea. I mean, it looks rad, right?
It does.
There's nothing wrong with a bass guitar looking like that. So yeah.
My issue is it probably doesn't. I don't think the person that made it spent that much money on the actual guitar parts. So that neck looks like a cheap neck.
Yeah.
And if that was me, I'd go all out.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's asking if we could have Colin on as a guest. We did ask Colin. We could not find a date that would be suitable for all of us. We will continue to try and find a date.
Yeah.
I'd love to have Colin on the show. There was another one I've got. Can I show you this one?
Yeah.
Oh, that one doesn't work either. What is wrong with OBS not accepting some of my stuff?
I sent you JPEG, so I hope the others do
it's
work.
not. This is not yours. This is mine. Okay, this one requires a little bit of thinking. You ready?
Yeah. Huh.
Can anyone in the chat guess what that is?
That's blue. Help me a little bit.
Imagine if someone with a fish face was saying that.
Like it's a trap kind of thing?
It's a tarp.
Right, there you go.
Oh, this is such great audio content. Looking at memes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a tarp. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tarp. I'm not sure which ones you put in because they're all in the same.
Anyways, just show them.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that's a classic. I think that shows Jimi Hendrix, a statue, and him with the guitar, playing that in a very, very emotional way, giving the Jimmy face and holding the guitar in his lap. And it says, apparently, Jimmy owed Jabba some money. And I still like it. I think that's a classic one, right?
Yeah, it can't get more appropriate than that. In fact, we probably should have ended on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's one here I can end on. This is quite funny. I've not seen this one before, Dan.
Nope, I like that too. Right?
Describe that for us.
Yeah. We see, the scene from The Empire Strikes Back where Darth Vader reaches out his hand and tells Luke, "No, I am your father." And instead of Darth Vader, you see a Floyd Rose tremolo, and below that you see Luke who screams, "No!" But Luke's head, the armless or handless Luke, has been replaced by the Evertune system. And we just learned from Martin last week that the Evertune is actually a tremolo system that works for every single string. So every single string got its own like tremolo unit to it, which kind of makes complete sense. That it's like the finer and more precise version of the actual Floyd Rose tremolo, and I love it. That's pretty cool.
It's great. Actually, Evertune news. I played an Evertune guitar when I was at Pro Music last week.
Oh wow!
And it was set up pretty well. It was on, as Martin said, on the edge between zone 2 and 3.
3, yeah. So you could bend,
and I could bend, and it was odd. It was different. It was not bad. It could have been a bit more towards zone 3, I think, for bending, but he'd set it, for more rhythm stuff, I guess. But it sounded great, and it played great. I didn't have that much time with it, but I can now say I'm no longer an Evertune newcomer.
What guitar was it?
I have no idea.
You don't even know the brand?
No.
All right, I think we need some more Evertune talk.
Yeah, I'll.
Do you have more memes?
Yeah, I have one that it's not that fresh, but it makes me chuckle a lot. Just looking at it myself, it's this one. It's a picture of Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford in one of his other movies that is not Star Wars, and he's sat next to a rather large, hairy dog that's a bit like a Saint Bernard. And it says, "When the drugs wear off and you realize you're not a space smuggler traveling across the universe with a Wookiee."
I don't know which movie it is, but he looks rather old. It's pretty cool. Boy, and what a big dog that is. I mean, that dog is huge.
It's looking at his face. It's definitely CGI.
Yeah, or it's just like the perspective that the dog is in the foreground and kind of Harrison is kind of. That could also be. Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it looks like a really serious movie, which is now forever ruined for me if I should ever see it.
You're waiting the whole movie that the dog goes. Roar, roar.
Regarding people are trying to help me find out what the guitar was that I was playing with an Evertune. There's no way. Leave it. It's beyond. It's Tatooine. There's no chance.
By the way, on Disney Plus, there's also a 3-minute Simpsons movie featuring Maggie, and that is hilarious. It's like, that's me. That meme is so me. You see Yoda with his eye. He's lying in his bed, and he's got his eyes open, and it says "The Force Awakens." And then on the lower picture, you see Yoda with his eyes closed, and it says, "The Force needs 5 more minutes." And that's so me every single morning,
Really?
Yeah.
Only 5? Not me.
Well, maybe like double 5 or 15, It's just the Force needs some time to get up.
The Force. Do you refer to yourself as the Force? Because if you don't, you should. But not Force, the Force. Good morning.
The Force.
The Force.
Yeah.
Then I need to go and I need to watch The Bad Batch. So we're going to wrap it up with one final Star Wars meme.
All right, I hope it's a good one.
That's just sent by you, so of course it's a good one.
You see a stormtrooper with a guitar, and it says, "These aren't the chords I'm looking for." Yeah.
The reason you sort of stalled there, you were thinking it might have been a bass, weren't you?
Yeah.
Dan knows what a guitar looks like. Guitar.
Maybe can we do one more, because that wasn't necessarily like one of the best ones.
Why do you want to keep me from watching it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it either, so it's just I'm having fun with checking out those memes. Doctor the Force, yeah.
As long as if you're having fun, then that's all that matters. That's why we started this show. Then we'll go for a bit of. Oh, that doesn't work either. I can't be bothered then.
No,
I will do it. I just have to make it work, which is, thankfully I'm a whiz with screenshotting stuff.
Actually, did you reply to me? What is your favorite movie? I think.
Did you ask me?
No. What is your
Well,
favorite?
let's save that for the end.
Yeah.
One final meme. It's a picture of R2D2 on the left, and on the right is a park bin that looks a bit like R2D2, but not really at all, like a wooden frame and a metal bin. And it says, another great actor who wasted his life on drugs and alcohol.
That is amazing. It really looks like R2D2, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've seen some in the real.
Wow. Okay. That wooden frame is amazing.
The person that made that must have known.
Yeah. You know, I've seen several times like shadows or kind of cloud formations where you just think like, oh wow, that looks like, I don't know, like Jabba, or that looks like Bespin or something. These are the moments that you want to share those with other Star Wars fans. Like actually last week when I was driving home, the moon was so close to the horizon.
That's no moon.
Yeah. Or it looked pretty much like Tatooine. So it was just, I was just missing the second moon, but it was so close to the horizon that that felt like otherworldly. But anyways, yeah.
Can you imagine not waking up, hang on a minute, going to bed and then looking up and seeing two moons? How freaky that would be.
Yep. Agreed.
Probably not a good place to end. That's
Oh, Poo Ninja just added one to the meme. He said he pawned so many parts.
Oh, bless.
I'm getting my leg back. My front leg. Trust me, I'm getting it back. Wasted. I just sold it. Yeah. So favorite movie, favorite character, Andy.
Mog, Spaceballs.
Nah. Star Wars.
Half man, half dog. Okay. Favorite character. Good lord. I mean,
so you've already answered the first part of the question. So it's Empire Strikes Back.
Of the Star Wars movies, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Yeah, it just makes me feel good, and I liked A New Hope, but I loved Empire, and just
yeah. I gotta laugh because you say it just makes me feel good. I mean, it's probably one of the darkest Star Wars movies that doesn't end on a high note, and it's not really, there's not a lot of hope. And
Dana, I am British, okay?
Yeah, so that's your style of humor.
Yes, it's not even humor. It's like, good, they all might die. Fantastic. What a real story. No, I like the continuation of the relationships. I find Luke extremely annoying in A New Hope, and he's less so in Empire. I like the whole sort of Han Solo thing, the whole sort of arc with that. Favorite character? Oh, hang on, you're gonna go. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I already said it. I think it's also Empire Strikes Back, but
it's also Empire.
Yeah,
I got
a soft spot for the Return of the Jedi because of all the great characters and the whole development. I think the ending like the final duel is great. I like Jabba's palace. I'm a big fan of all the characters from the Rancor and Ula and basically everyone there. It's pretty cool.
I have the most memories of Jedi because I was kind of old enough when we rented that on VHS, and I remember the Ewoks. They appealed to me, and so Jedi I have the most memories for, and I probably watched Jedi first, thinking about it.
Okay.
I almost certainly watched Jedi first, then I probably watched Empire, and then I don't think I watched A New Hope for a long time.
Okay.
I don't know. It was a long, long time ago. But favorite character. My favorite character has to be Darth Vader. He's the ultimate scary dude. And every Star Wars bad guy or baddie, for me, has to be compared to Darth Vader, and most of them pale in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
No. I mean, I like that, he's not completely evil, And
that's why he's scary. He's relatable almost. And then he's someone's dad. You're like, oh, Christ. Yeah. My dad will have your dad. Probably would.
Do you think that Grogu or Baby Yoda will kind of overtake Darth Vader in terms of like the long-term appeal? Because it already has overtaken Darth Vader. I think it's the most searched for character on Google. I think I shared with you that actually Lucasfilm and Disney, they changed logos on apps and stuff. Like they changed Vader against Grogu, which is kind of ridiculous. Like that ultimate villain, and then that the baby.
Well, I'm looking at Grogu right now. He's right here, and I purposefully did not choose Grogu as my favorite character because if I did that, the marketing team would have won.
Yep. Yeah, I hear.
And I love Grogu, the baby, so much, the child, and I think what they did with him in The Mandalorian was almost perfect. In a term of arc, it wasn't always perfect, but I did miss him when he wasn't there. I'm going to miss him now. He probably isn't going to be in The Mandalorian continuation of. I hope that's not the last we see of him. However, it was placed there. Not that the whole other guys weren't placed there to sell toys, but Grogu was created post Star Wars being self-aware, and yeah. Sorry, I've just got to draw attention to what Pooh Ninja just wrote. Typical boss's spoiled son is Luke. That's exactly what he is. That's why I don't like him in New Hope.
RJW14 fave character Maul or Vader indeed. I think Maul's arc, if you unfortunately a lot of that is taught in the animated series. But if you consider the whole arc of Maul, like being born on Dathomir, being sold to Palpatine. It was to Palpatine, being kind of given away as some sort of a trophy to Palpatine, and being trained as a Sith Padawan, and then kind of being cut in half, and then be back with mechanical legs and trying to overthrow. No, he was the leader of the Empire. What was it in Rogue One? The sun, dark sun. You guys know it better than me. So he was a leader of a crime empire, and then ultimately kind of facing his old enemy and being killed by Obi-Wan on Tatooine and dying in his arms is probably like the ultimate resolution to that overall conflict that he had. Also the inner conflict. Yeah. No, you don't agree?
I was thinking. Someone mentioned that Grogu will die if Mandalorian is canon, and it sort of upset me a little bit.
Why is that?
Because he will be at the academy, and what's his face? I can never remember the actor when he plays him. It's Anakin. Hans Christian Andersen is comes down, and
yeah, but the Mandalorian is later, right? I mean,
apparently not.
It does. I mean, he kills everyone at episode 3. Isn't the Mandalorian like after the Empire has fallen? So after Return of the Jedi?
That's what I thought, but
yeah.
Or is it? Hang on, am I mixing canon with book now?
Crimson Dawn. Thanks. Yeah, Crimson Dawn. So Maul was the leader of Crimson Dawn, a super evil crime syndicate.
Does sound very evil.
Yeah, Crimson Dawn. So where are you employed? Crimson Dawn. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I'm just a cleaner. I work in maintenance.
Yeah.
Crimson Dawn maintenance department. I've got a lightsaber mop.
Yeah, I'm just removing trash. Mando is past episode 6, Andy. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, and he's picked up by Luke. So Anakin is already dead.
Apologies.
So he must actually, yeah. If that is like the plan, then he must be in the academy with Kylo Ren, Ben Solo.
That's it. That's what I got confused with. I beg your pardon.
Yeah. So maybe, nah, he cannot be a Knight of Ren.
They cannot. They cannot kill Grogu. He was obviously off in a corner eating little blue biscuits somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere in a galaxy far away. Anyways, so what do you expect from The Bad Batch? Is it like the first animated series that you really want to give a chance, or did you watch a couple episodes from the Clone Wars?
I've not done an animated series yet. I did do the PC games, so I have some some reference point, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
However, as I've said before, I am very much the original trilogy, or the 9 films plus Mandalorian. I don't really go outside of that, mainly because my favorite character is Darth Vader, and he's not in it. So
he's in Clone Wars.
Okay, then I have
That's
to go
where
watch Clone Wars.
he's given the red eyes that you see in Rogue One too. In the last scene.
I'm excited enough to watch The Bad Batch to know that even though it's a little late for my little bedtime, I will still go upstairs and watch it now.
Awesome.
But I will be taking the Atkin guitar with me to strum along with and make my own theme tune for The Bad Batch. And by this time next week, I will have written a song called The Bad Batch.
Awesome. So we're going to use this as an intro. Next week, we've got a great guest. Who is it, Andy? Do you know?
No idea.
It's Dave Weiner from the Steve Vai Band.
I do know who it is because it's
All
in
right.
my calendar.
All right. We're well organized people, you know.
Yeah, we have some amazing guests. Maybe I could just sort of give some teasers for who's coming.
Yeah,
up.
yeah, please.
So Dave Weiner is next on the 11th. Then on the 18th, we have another guest, somebody that neither of us know. It's a musician that's on Instagram and TikTok and does lots of live streaming, sort of playing acoustic guitar and singing. Then we've got a couple of spots where we're not really sure who's coming, but then we've got Mikey Demas on the 8th of June, who's coming with some very, very cool news. Then we got a whole month. June is full up, man. However, on the 15th, this is exciting. We've got Luke Hobbs, who is in charge of the guitar auctions.
Remember?
So we
Shark
did
guitar?
an episode on the guitar auctions. Shark guitar, yes. Thank you, Tom. The next auction is the day after our podcast. So when we live stream with Luke from Guitar Auctions, there'll be an actual auction the day after, so we can get some. Maybe we can, be nice to Luke, and maybe he'll forget to put something in there. And that ties us nicely together because his name is Luke. Luke from Star Wars is called Luke, and that's all you need.
Of course.
Are you gonna ask people to give us 5 stars, Dan?
Yeah, of course. If you enjoyed this episode, which was gear-centric in the beginning and very Star Wars nerdy in the end, please don't hesitate to grab your coworkers, girlfriends, or neighbors' smartphone, go on iTunes, and give us a 5-star ratings for the Guitar Stories podcast. If you like it, if you like the live stream, then give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Andy's channel, which is the Guitar Geek on YouTube. It's Darth Andy. The Darth Lord of the Fuzz.
Definitely can't do Darth Vader's voice.
Yeah. And apart from that, everyone enjoy May the 4th. It's been a blast. Kind of doing something a little bit off the charts kind of thing.
Honestly, it's just been nice to hang out with you, not just you, Dan, but everybody, and do something that I like to do that didn't actually feel... it was guitar related, but also it felt very loose, which is nice to relax. I'm happy to do it. So thank you for the opportunity, everybody. And if you didn't enjoy this episode, it's okay. We'll go back to full-on guitars next week. Yeah.
All right. Be kind to each other. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great week. And remember, the Force is always with you.
Oh.
Good night, peeps.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Actually, I wanted to try something before we go. You can cut this out, the audio version, but yeah, I had to press a button on YouTube. There we go. See ya.
Bye.